Hi, my name is John Maruso, and I'm one of the members of the press corps with the SUNY MEU. I will be sitting down with the Cortland delegation of the SUNY MEU and find out their feelings on the simulation. I will be also trying to figure out how they plan on carrying out their role as Bulgaria, the poorest country in Europe, among 16 other universities who will be representing the remainder of the European Union.
Terrorism is still a problem, and there's another dimension, which is cyber, and that maybe present his resolution.
My name is Daniel Brecher.
My name is Saudi Rodriguez.
I am Sean Muldoon.
My name is Michael Myonis.
I'm a junior and a political science major here at Cortland.
I am a political science major here at SUNY Cortland.
I am the co-repair one.
I will be playing Simeon Jankov.
I will be playing Nikolay Mladenov.
Zanshev Dimitar.
And I'm going to be playing Pitya Veselina.
I am playing a co-repair 2.
And I will be the Minister of Finance.
The Foreign Minister of Bulgaria.
What is the proposal that you'll be voting on?
I will be voting on terrorist threats against the EU.
I will be voting for the youth unemployment in the European Union.
Well, I'm going to be working with the Minister of Finance in fixing youth unemployment in the European Union.
Bill to tackle cybercrime and cyber terrorism.
As Minister of Finance of Bulgaria, how do you expect to vote on the stated proposal and why?
I'll be voting yes for the youth unemployment in the European Union due to the large rate of unemployment in many of the European countries. I believe that this is an important resolution to pass.
As co-repair 2 of Bulgaria, how do you expect the other countries involved in this conference to vote on the stated proposal?
Well, cybercrime isn't really just a European issue, it's a global issue, and a very serious one at that. There are constant outside threats coming from external nations and external groups that threaten to attack our infrastructure and our economy. But it is a very important issue inside the European Union, and I think that many countries will share the same viewpoint that I will in regards to cybercrime and the importance of getting rid of it.
As Foreign Minister of Bulgaria, how do you expect to vote on the stated proposal and why?
Bulgaria is for voting for taking actions against terrorism, diplomatic measures. However, when it comes to exacts, such as targeting groups like Hezbollah, Hamas, the Middle Eastern terrorist groups, Bulgaria would take a step back from that. Making threats or taking actions against certain groups that could potentially harm us is just something we don't want to do right now.
Do you see any challenges getting votes on your side for this particular issue?
I don't believe so. I think that this is an issue that not only will benefit Bulgaria, but other nations that are in great economic despair, such as Greece, Spain, and some other countries that have problems with youth unemployment.
Do you think you'll be able to bring back to your constituents at home a resolution that'll satisfy them amid social unrest and economic uncertainty?
Well, hopefully we will, because Bulgaria is one of the poorest countries in the European Union, and there's a lot of unemployed youth, and there's the future of our country, and if they don't find a job, then our country is going to go down the drain.
Do you see any challenges getting votes on your side for this particular issue?
Terrorism is a threat that's very real in these days. I think if you look, especially with our country in Bulgaria, you have the bus bombings, which happened in July. You have the guy who just got arrested in Cyprus who wanted to come into Bulgaria to spy on Israelis, and it's something that's growing. So I don't think it'll be very hard to get votes.
Do you see any challenges getting votes on your side for this particular issue?
Yes, when you tackle the issue of cybercrime, there are concerns that people will be sacrificing some freedoms for security. I think that eventually they'll come around to it and they'll realize how important these sanctions are to cybersecurity.
And I'm going to ask you to break character here, but as a student, what do you expect to achieve in this conference?
I just want a new learning experience.
Become a better public speaker.
To broaden my horizons a bit.
Better debating skills.
I think it's a really, really unique thing that the students can do here.
I mean, I've never done anything like this before.
Along with, working with others to better improve myself.
I just want to come out of this knowing that maybe I'm a better speaker, I'm a better thinker, that I don't know, I could just deal with people in a way that perhaps I didn't know how to do before.
And I urge everyone to, give this a shot.
I'm Professor Henry Steck from SUNY Cortland, and I'm a professor of political science and a SUNY Distinguished Service Professor.
How long have you been involved with the SUNY MEU?
SUNY Cortland was one of the founding colleges, and I think that was either 1988 or 1989, so it's been coming up on 25 years.
How does the SUNY MEU work? Can you just give us a brief overview?
It works like a lot of simulations with this exception. The European Union is without questions one of the most complicated governmental or political structures that has sprung from the mind of man. So the way it works is the European Union has 27 countries. Each college is assigned a role or takes a role of a country. If they have a good many students, they may do 2 or 3 countries. And we're playing Bulgaria this year. We are representing, or we're simulating the behavior of the European Council, that's the heads of government, and of the Council of Ministers for Foreign Ministers and Ministers of Economics. And each of my students has a role assigned, we call it alter ego, which corresponds to a real world figure. For example, if we were doing Great Britain, the student would be assigned to be, for example, David Cameron, the Foreign Secretary, or for Germany, Angela Merkel, the Chancellor, the Prime Minister of Germany.
Why did your class choose to represent the country of Bulgaria?
Well, that's a really interesting question because I have an interest in Central and Eastern Europe and the Balkans, and I sort of asked for Bulgaria. Last year we had time. There was less time this year because we're meeting in mid-semester, but last year the students chose, and last year they chose Netherlands, even though I would have preferred Central European. But one of the traditions of SUNY MEU and its predecessors is that students are given a significant role in determining how it works.
Is there anything specific you want your students to get out of this whole experience?
You know, I think what I would like them really to do is to get to know some of the European students. We have 4 or 5 European schools coming, Britain, Turkey, Romania, and some other countries. I would like them to make friends with them. I would like them to get a sense of the European Union, to enlarge their sense of the importance of Europe in the world, and to, you know, maybe give some thought when it's over. If I want to pursue a career, maybe a career in some sort of international, intergovernmental work would be interesting.
Are you confident that your students will be up to the task?
I'm always confident that Cortland students are up to the task.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think SUNY MEU is really worthwhile. It has its roots in the State University of New York. SUNY was the first school in the United States to simulate the EU. And of course, in these hard budgetary times, we're hoping that our college and our university can support students. Next year, we'll be going to Europe, so we alternate years. Last year, as you know, we were in Exeter, and next year, I'm not sure where we'll be, maybe Brussels.
Well, thank you very much for sitting down with me.
It's my pleasure.